Alrighty, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. Last time we left off, we brought Vegas back to life, I guess. And a couple of things I wanted to update you guys on is I'm almost maxed out on this tree. I spent skill points like on this tree and I think the stealth one. I mean, it's not that important. But more importantly, I equipped a bolt blaster just to start experimenting with other weapons besides just, you know, bows and arrows. Because, you know, that's pretty much all I've been using. And then I found this thing. Like, this thing was just in my inventory, and it's better than what I had, so... I don't know if I got this as like a reward for completing this Poseidon mission or what. But today we're going to go over here and we're going to talk to Gaia. Because we have to turn this in, and I think there's going to be a lot of talking probably. I'd rather just get that over with. And then we'll start doing some side quests. I don't care about the rumor. We're just going to go up here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I've been finding a lot of armor that just appears in my inventory. I don't know why. I'm just not paying attention, I guess. They have stuff to talk about? What is that thing? Oh, that's the board game. Okay. Not interested in that.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it.
Okay. Well, let me connect this drone first.
Drone's reconnected now.
So it's this one, I think. I hope so. Yes. Alright, Gaia. What do you have to say?
I'm back, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy. What would you like to discuss?
I kind of wish the backdrop would stay up for a lot longer than that. Or at least during the... I don't know. I wish it would just stay up there longer.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can. So, Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
Alright. That actually makes sense because, you know, Poseidon is god of the sea in Greek mythology. And, I guess the whole dome thing and, the thing that, like, filters water and all that stuff is probably the best spot for water to, exist. I don't know. But, it makes more sense because initially when you think Poseidon hiding out in the desert, it's like, why does that make sense? But now that we know about the dome and the water system and all that stuff, it makes more sense.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Let's see.
I'll be on my
I
way.
guess we're done here.
I wish you safe travels.
I mean, Stanley Chen seems like one of the good rich people, but it's not that difficult to make yourself seem like a good rich person because most rich people are just complete jackasses anyways. So, I don't know, but
Oh, hope it didn't get stained.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to,
I don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning.
Yeah, I don't know why he would flee either, other than to just protect himself. Or maybe he actually had hope that things would change if he was able to survive. Like, maybe he'd come back later.
Hi. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday. when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me. In a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage?
She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home.
And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it?
To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone.
So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view?
I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave.
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files?
Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many.
They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
Whoa, what the?
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Laurel. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
All right. Yeah. I think we all need like a group therapy session right now. Just get all our feelings out there, tell us what's bothering us and all that stuff, and that way we can clear our minds and move on. But no, I understand that things are very time sensitive right now because, well, we don't have that much time to save the world.
Hey, Aloy. Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down in that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's fine, I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
Let's play Strike. No.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those holos.
It seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful. When I could make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. You won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
How dare they cut you off before you're blackout drunk?
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
What did you do?
I made one joke about how they, eat grass a lot. How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt.
Yeah, it's probably not the best thing to do. It's actually a pretty bad thing to, make fun of how somebody lives their life and all that stuff, so yeah.
I see someone's been playing Strike.
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things.
You should try playing Katalo. It's a Tanakh game. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, sure, Tanakh. Sure you won't try and kill me if I win?
Pretty sure.
And it's a risk you're gonna have to take.
Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, I can't.
Back to reading, I guess. You be careful out there.
I can't afford to poison my mind with that stuff. Anyway.
Hey, got a sec?
Of course.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier over time. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them.
I agree. Also, you know, it is interesting how they are portraying Beta, because we are getting, or I'm getting the feeling that she has been isolated for, you know, her entire life, and because of the way she acts. And that's something I usually don't see that much. At least in video games. Because, I don't know, I feel like usually when we rescue somebody who was a prisoner, they end up, you know, whatever character we're playing as ends up befriending them, and then they get all chummy with each other, and you don't really get that sense of they've been suffering that much, if that makes sense. I mean, everybody deals with, you know, traumatic pasts in different ways, but in this game, I can definitely tell that, you know, she doesn't have that much experience interacting with other people, and I do get a sense that she has been isolated for, like I said, her entire life. And that's something I find very interesting, and also kind of relatable. I can relate to Beta quite a bit, because, you know, I would consider myself kind of a loner, like, pretty much. I mean, yeah, so I'm not very good with interacting with people that much, and I also notice, like, she gets really upset when she can't, like, figure something out, and I'm kind of the same way. Like, when I get stuck on something and it's like I'm trying to figure out the solution, and it's like I just can't, I don't know, and then I start getting frustrated, and she's a very relatable character for me. It's an interesting take on a character, and I like it. I think they're doing a pretty decent job.
It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding, any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, he's got something planned. I don't know what, but there's definitely something.
What do you make of this Tilda that Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone? But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Maybe.
Well, there's a weakness. You make them turn against each other and they can destroy themselves.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The Sacred Lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the Proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
I should get back out there.
We'll be here if you need us.
Varl is very intelligent, both like, you know, book smart intelligent and also emotionally intelligent.
Huh. The door's unlocked now.
Who the heck? Oh, that's Catalo. Okay.
Aloy.
Hey, how's everything going?
I am well, but Varl told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting to life here with us. I wish there was something I could do to help.
I'm not sure any of us can.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day. We'll do our best to make her feel welcome.
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them, even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded, but nice. Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious, though.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let's keep the conflict to a minimum, because what was I gonna say? I mean, look, the Zeniths don't trust each other, right? And there's pretty good potential for them to destroy each other because of their lack of trust for each other. So we got to be better than that and make sure we're united so that we can take advantage of the Zenith's weakness. And that means we can't really be fighting with each other. But we also need both sides of this conflict between... We need both Zoe and Aaron to be better about stuff. Like, Aaron has to be a little less racist. I don't know if racist is the right term, but he... prejudiced. He needs to not make jokes about Zoe's background, basically. And Zoe needs to just try not to kill him.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Oh, no. We're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
I like to think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
Yeah, Sona, I mean, like she said, like Aloy said, Sona is a very good warrior, and she's very strong and tough. But she's also extremely strict and very, I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. She's very strict, and you know, that can cause issues. And now that I think about it, that is probably why Varl is so patient with other people, and why he tries to understand others and make them feel better. Partly because of his relationship with Sona. You know, it's a very strained relationship, I feel like, because she was so hard on him. And also maybe because he feels the pain of losing his sister as well. And that's kind of made him into a person that wants to help others just have better lives, I guess, in terms of like happiness. He wants to be that ray of hope or something. I don't know. Because Varl is a very, very nice person. And a lot of the times, the people who are the nicest have some sort of traumatic past. And they don't want others to feel like that. So, yeah. See, this is the part of, like, learning about the characters and character development that I love. It's just, they put a lot of thought into this. And they actually do it very well. They're developing these characters very well. Even though they're in these like weird little cutscenes and conversations that we have. Even though I wish they could do something a little bit more interactive, like doing missions with these characters or having like flashback missions with these characters or something. These little conversations actually do help develop the characters a lot, and it makes me care about these characters a lot more. So I do have to give props to the devs for, you know, developing the characters in this way, because they're actually doing a pretty good job.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's Despicable.
I should get going.
Good luck on your search.
Where's Katalo? I think Katalo's the only one I have to talk
That door
to.
now. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
Interesting. Okay.
Mind if we have a word?
Of course not.
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be strange, seeing everything through a Focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Duly noted. Getting ether out of the grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tenakth territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing.
Wait, what? What's new here? There's nothing new.
Why did Tekote think...
Tekote knew I'd be forced to first. I'd never be allowed it. After our victory, said it would be even though he knew perfectly well it was exile. So I became a marshal.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
When we
I'm just
were
trying to
up the
see if there's
wings of
like
the Ten,
anything
What does it mean?
The visions and
new that
for us, and it is many the feeling
be here, because it's telling me there's
What did
something
Chief
new.
Hikaro's...
you spit there.
Well,
Indeed.
Okay.
I should get going.
If I can help in some way, say the word.
I will. Thank you.
Alright, I think we're done here. There might be some extra rooms opened.
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
Is there anything I should like don't know.
Oh, finally. Something good.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Huh.
It's a shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Farzineth's launch facility. Varl seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
Anything else? I don't think so. This. Okay. I guess. I don't know who. Oh yeah, that's probably Varl and Zoe's room. I don't remember. Let's see what we have here. Okay, still can't do anything with that. Do I have upgrades? I need to upgrade this armor actually. Resource pouch upgrade? My outfits. There we go. Alright, let's upgrade this one. As much as we can, because I like the stats for this one. There's a lot of defense, and then you know, melee damage, stamina regen, weapon stamina. This is good for my playstyle. Okay, now let's upgrade the resource pouch. Spike thrower, grip wire, bomb satchel. Sure, we'll do that. Not really. Oh, here we go. Upgrade these, or not upgrade, but make sure I'm stocked up on ammo. Because it costs less to craft stuff on the workbench instead of, like, you know, in the wilds. Guess we'll start upgrading this too. I don't know if I should upgrade that. It's like, apparently I can upgrade something, but I think I can only upgrade one of them because I only have one Scrounger Spark Coil. And I'd rather not waste it on something I'm not going to use. Alright. So one of the things I did, I got this ability here, Bouncing Bomb. So if I fire with R1 instead of just, you know, normally, it'll bounce, and every time it bounces, it like gains more damage. And that's kind of the reason why I wanted to start maybe using different weapons more. Because, like, you know, we have the blast sling here, now I have a certain weapon ability for it. And if we look at these things over here, we have different weapon abilities for each weapon. So, you know, this one's for the hunter bow, this one's for the bolt blaster. And over here for the melee one, we have like the, where is it? We have warrior bow and all that stuff, so something I'm gonna have to start thinking about a little bit more. I should upgrade this one. So I'll try to use that more often. Still have 2 points left. And I don't know what I want. Just do that. I'm really gonna have to experiment with stuff because there's so much stuff there that there's certain times to use certain things. I gotta be more strategic with stuff. Is there anything else here? Not really. So we'll just go ahead and leave. And, yeah. Yeah, I told you it was gonna be a lot of talking. It was like 40-something minutes probably. Depending on... I don't know. It might be. Probably is. But, yeah. So we got a lot done. Or, at least we got all the talking out of the way. So now we gotta decide what to do next. So, let's see what this rumor is about.
I see you, champion.
Oh, I should have refilled my medicine. Darn.
I hear strange lights have been spotted to the south in the still sands. We abandoned those ruins when the sandstorms and machines became too much to handle. I wonder what's been going on there since then.
So another ruin to
mystery.
explore. What? Oh, I guess it's something else. So the next thing we have to do is go all the way over here, but that's like so far away and there's a bunch of side quests to do along the way. So I think we'll start trying to knock out some of these side quests. I don't know what, but I'm gonna take a look and see what we have.